Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, back again. Before we get started, like always, check us out on Patreon. Help support this channel and get to see videos early and some other exclusive stuff. And, as always, go to StarWarsJunk.net or ThatJunkman.com and buy some cool-ass shirts. Now, I'm going to do this video a little different. Usually I'll make these videos. It takes me about 30 minutes. And then I spend about 4 hours editing out me bowling over words, saying something bad, or just editing. I spend hours and hours editing. I'm going to try to do this one without editing. So go ahead, get your fingers ready to make some comments on how I can talk. What are we going to talk about today? Solo comes out, and this is just my thoughts going in the ships. See, messing up already. This is just my thoughts of going into Solo, and I'll do another one of these videos this weekend after I see Solo. I'll probably do a quick out of the theater video, just my quick thoughts, and then a more of a, I don't like to call them reviews because I'm not going to go through steps of what happens in the movie. I just give you my thoughts on the movie, which I always like better. I care more about thoughts than the actual review. So Solo's coming out this Thursday night, or most of you's probably seeing it this weekend. Are you excited as I am for Solo? I know it gets a lot of bashing ever since they announced this movie. First, people were saying they didn't ask for Han Solo. Well, I didn't ask for Rogue One, and I liked it. And I want to see this movie, and this movie looks really good. I can't wait to see it. Again, I've always been on board with the actor. See, this is where I'm going to have to edit. Alden Ehrenreich. See, I can never say his name right, sorry. But to me, since they cast him, I was excited to see him. I know other people wanted this guy on YouTube that did an impression of Harrison Ford. I think he also did Harrison Ford in a movie. I didn't want to see a 2-hour impersonation. I wanted to see someone else bring Han Solo to life. Sure, I wanted them to kind of remind me of Harrison Ford, some of his mannerisms, but I wanted something fresh also. So I really was excited to see Alden, whatever his name is, to take over this role. And of course, the guy playing Lando, see, this is why I edit again. What is his name? Donald Glover. See, I almost say Danny Glover every time. It's not Danny Glover. But it'd be kind of cool if Danny Glover played Lando. But I don't think he could pull off a young Lando. But anyway, I didn't really know Donald Glover. I knew of him. Haven't really seen anything he done. But he looks like a really good Lando also. But I'm really excited because Lawrence Kasdan wrote this movie, who, as you all know, wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark. He wrote Empire Strikes Back. I mean, he knows Han Solo better than anybody. If anybody out there is going to write a Han Solo movie, let it be Lawrence Kasdan. I couldn't pick anybody better. And I think he's been champion for a Han Solo movie for years. So when you say no one asked for a Han Solo movie, you're wrong. Lawrence Kasdan has been asking for a Han Solo movie. So what do I want going into this movie? What am I setting myself up for? What do I want to see and not want to see? Well, believe it or not, I don't want to see Jedis or Siths, lightsabers. That's one thing I'm really excited about this movie, that we're going to hopefully get away from the whole Jedi thing. To me, Star Wars was always about good versus evil. If you look back at the original trilogy, one thing I really loved a bit is that the Jedi stuff was kind of a side story with Luke. To me, it was always the Rebels versus the Empire. That was the main story, and then you had Luke off in his Jedi Force storyline. And I love that. And I've been wanting a movie that got away from the whole Jedi Sith thing. I mean, to me, I could just watch a whole movie about the war. And that's one thing I liked about Rogue One going into it. Although they did dance around the whole Jedi thing. So we didn't get all the way from it as I hoped. I'm not sure how far Solo's going to get away from Jedi and Sith. I'm guessing as much as it can. There'll be no mention of it. At least that's what I hope. And that's probably the main thing I don't want to see in this Han Solo movie. What do I want to see? Well, there's nothing really I want to see in this Han Solo movie. I just want to go and have a good time. We haven't had a really good movie. We haven't really had a good, fun Star Wars movie in a long time. Don't get me wrong, we've had some good movies. Rogue One was a good movie. I liked it. I didn't love Rogue One, but it was very intense. It wasn't just sit back and have fun. And we all know The Last Jedi wasn't just a have fun movie. I guess you could say The Force Awakens might have been just that, kick back and have fun. We haven't had one since then, and this movie looks like that's all it's going to be. I'm not going to go in taking it serious, not going to get into the whole canon thing, and why they do this, I hope they do this, I hope they do that. I'm just going to go in, free my mind, sit back, get some popcorn, and watch the movie, and hope to have a good time. That's all I'm looking for a Han Solo movie, and that's all we need. This is not a saga film. We don't need a big storyline. We don't need an epic adventure. We just need Han Solo's story. Now, one thing I didn't want, I know I already talked about I didn't want, but I think we're getting this, is more of an origin story. I wanted it just to pick up as a Han Solo adventure. A story with Han Solo in it. I didn't want to see how he got Chewbacca. I didn't want to see how he got the Falcon. Didn't even really care how he met Lando. To me, it would have been great if they just started this film in the middle of all that. There's something about keeping the mystery of some of these characters. But they're going to do that, so I've come to accept that. I'm okay with it, but I like to see how it flows out. Another thing, one thing in canon I never really liked, and I don't know if it's still canon, is Chewbacca owing a life debt to Han Solo. To me, I always saw them more as friends, as partners. Not that Chewbacca was like a slave, that he was indebted to him. And I hope if they address this in the film or make it canon, that maybe Han tells him, hey, look, you don't owe me. I've saved your life sometimes. You saved my life sometimes. This is just how friends are. And Chewbacca says, no. Well, Chewbacca's going to say, worst Chewbacca impression ever. Sorry about that. But Chewbacca tells him, hey, you might not want a life debt, but that's my job. I'm going to give you this life debt, and we're going to be friends and partners, but it's also a life debt. That he's not there just because of the life debt. That's what I'm hoping. I don't want to see, I never liked the whole thing that Chewbacca was only with him because of that life debt. That's why I never understood the holiday special when Chewie had a kid and a wife. It took away these two rogue pirates running across the galaxy, swindling people, that knowing that Chewbacca was a deadbeat dad. So again, that's all I'm looking for Han Solo is just fun. And I hope I get that. I'm hoping it's got some good funny moments. I hope Han Solo's always been probably the funniest character in at least the original trilogy. Maybe him or R2. So I really hope we get some really good humor in this movie. But that Han Solo humor, you know what I'm talking about? Not that Marvel humor. That yes, although I like The Last Jedi, at times it got a little too much humor or a too little odd humor. Not the kind of humor you're used to in Star Wars. Case in point, the whole thing with Poe talking to Hux. It's a little too far. Now, seeing The Last Jedi a couple more times, the humor didn't bother me as much as it did the first time. So again, I'm just looking for a fun movie that I can just go see, enjoy myself. Doesn't have to be the best Star Wars movie. It does have to be better than that Clone Wars movie that came out, the cartoon one. Be very good at it. What I'm hoping for is, for me personally, better than Rogue One. I know everyone out there screams at me when I say I just kind of like Rogue One, that it's not my favorite, that it wasn't great. It didn't have any good characters, at least for me, that I cared about. And now, the more I watch Rogue One, the more I'm just, okay, hurry up, let's get to that final battle, because it's so good. And everyone brings up Darth Vader, which, don't get me wrong, Darth Vader's scene in Rogue One's probably one of the greatest scenes in a Star Wars movie ever. But people overhype it as being so epic that, yeah, it's great, but that one, 5-minute scene's not going to make the whole movie great. But everybody I know, when you ask them what they love most about it, they bring up that lightsaber scene, which I can understand, but most of it they bring up the final battle. And I'll agree, the final battle is good, but it's a 2-hour movie. You don't want the best part of the movie to be the last, 40 minutes? That leading up to the end of Rogue One is very slow to me. It almost feels like two different movies. And when I watch it now, I kind of just tone out and I'm just waiting to that final battle. So I'm hoping I at least like Han Solo better than Rogue One. But again, I just want it to be fun. I don't care if it's the greatest story ever. I don't care. I'm not looking for it to be the best Star Wars movie ever or the worst Star Wars movie. I just want a middle-of-the-road, fun-time Star Wars movie. And that's what we're going to get. Well, tell me what you think about Han Solo. Are you seeing it this weekend? Or are you one of these people that's going to boycott it? leave in the comments, and after you see it, come back to me, let me know in the comments or on another video. Let me know what you think about the Han Solo movie, how you liked it. Again, I hope you all go out to see it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's good. I hope it, in a way, maybe brings the fan community back together, some that the Last Jedi kind of separated us. Hopefully this will be just fun. We'll get in there, won't take everything so seriously, and we'll just have fun, and we'll all be able to talk about it as fans, and as decent fans. So again, thank you for watching. Check us out at StarWarsJunk.net or ThatJunkman.com, and I'll be back later this week with another video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.